Hey, Minnesota, Governor Walz here, out at the State Fair with my daughter.
Hope.
Every year we as a family do something old and something new. I get to pick something, a classic, the old mill ride, to do that. And then Hope gets to pick something new.
I think we're gonna go do the slingshot.
Which I don't know what it is, and they're keeping it from me. But then we're gonna go get some food, corn dog.
I'm vegetarian.
Turkey then. And
Turkey's meat.
Not in Minnesota, turkey's special. And we will go do some of those things and report back.
Well, Republicans are having a hard time combating how absolutely normal Tim Walz is because they themselves are so detached from reality. But Walz is leaning into his so-called big daddy energy. Clips of Walz making videos with his Gen Z daughter, Hope, are going viral all over social media, with people finding it all very refreshing and highly relatable.
Hey, don't scroll away. Come back. Because before the video continues, we just want to urge you to lend your support to TYT. You power our honest reporting. You do it at tyt.com/team, and we love you for it.
Here's a clip of him promoting hands-free driving in Minnesota with Hope.
Hey guys, this is Hope Walz, and I'm here with my dad, Governor Walz, and we're just here talking about the new hands-free law, and I'm just gonna show him how to prop his phone up so it's not in his hand and he can still see his navigation. All right, just like this.
Cut. Hey, Minnesota, Governor Tim Walz here. What in the... Governor Walz here trying to get rid of a child for anyone. On the 1st of August, Minnesota's new law is hands-free.
So Hope Walz is 23 years old, so she's solidly Gen Z, and just her being around is helping to endear Walz to the younger generation. And the response has been largely positive. Hope is, again, super normal, and her relationship with her dad also feels super normal. Gen Z activist David Hogg posted this on X. He said, "Tim Walz is the Midwestern dad we need as VP." And what's funny about this is that JD Vance, the other vice presidential candidate, is a legitimate family man. But his recent rhetoric surrounding childless cat ladies, as well as his harsh anti-abortion stance, has more than hurt whatever relatability he may have had with many Americans, specifically with women. That's, of course, on top of all of the other very unusual things he says, does, and believes. We'll get more into that in the bonus episode. But to combat this good dad leftist propaganda, this video of Trump and a very young Barron has seen all over MAGA X. It's all over.
I have to go to school now.
Yeah, you will have lunch and then you go to school.
Now I'm gonna go.
Yeah, first you will have lunch and then you go to school.
Now you can do reading, writing, and arithmetic. Give me a kiss goodbye. Goodbye. I want all A's.
Okay.
Okay, all A's. And when you get older, what are you going to remember? No drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes. And you know what else? No tattoos. I don't ever want to see tattoos on you.
That was baby Barron Trump, dressed and ready for school, wearing a suit and carrying a briefcase. Maybe that's normal for billionaire children, but it's hardly relatable to, I can't imagine anyone else. And if this is a good example of parenting, I mean, I guess it could be worse. He could be making creepy comments about his young daughter, but oh wait, he has done that. Even Don Jr. now has called his teenage daughter sexy recently.
Guy, what do you think? Getting makeup make me look sexy like you?
I think you look very beautiful.
Thank you, Kai. I'm glad you think I look very beautiful.
I guess it runs in the family. How sweet. But the bigger story here is about how the candidates from each party attempt to attract younger voters, which they all recognize as something that they need to be doing. Walz took a very natural approach to this by including his daughter in his campaign. Trump, on the other hand, did a live stream to the Gen Z incel community, sitting for an interview with Aiden Ross, an influencer who gifted Trump a Tesla Cybertruck wrapped with Trump's face and a Rolex. Very normal stuff.
Well, you could already see the gift.
Yeah, I can. Wow.
You can't miss it.
That's an Elon.
It is an Elon. Check out this wrap and let me know your honest thoughts.
I think it's incredible.
Cenk, I don't know if you know this, and I'm hesitant to even say this, but that kid is perhaps best known for sniffing people's butts and chairs I can't even say it without feeling creepy, but that guy does it and millions of people watch him do it. And that is who Trump, on the advice of his own Gen Z son, decided to spend time with. What do you think about that?
Seems normal. Yeah, I can't tell which one's normal and which one's abnormal. So, look, to quickly on Barron. So that's an old clip when Barron was 5 years old. And look, I'm gonna pardon most of it. Get all A's, good, no problem. There was even a kiss in there, a tiny bit of affection. Okay, not bad. Most I've seen from Donald Trump. But who tells their 5-year-old as they're going to kindergarten or whatever, no cigarettes? Gives them a speech about no drugs, no alcohol. Kids don't even know what that is at 5 years old. You're just introducing the idea to them. So, and so that's the least of his problems, but that's a little weird. Much worse is when he has said on repeated occasions that he would date his daughter if he could, if she wasn't his daughter.
Although she does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Yeah.
Ugh, gross, right?
Telling your kid no cigarettes and no smoking, no tattoos when they're like 5 and going to school, it feels like putting up the 10 commandments in classrooms and telling them don't commit adultery in elementary school. That's kind of like the same vibe it's giving off.
Yeah, Daddy, what's adultery? What are you telling a 5-year-old for? Anyways, but that Tim Walz with his daughter, I mean, Jesus, man, hashtag America. Right? And I love that Tim Walz has a daughter named Hope and I have a daughter named Joy. Operation Hope, Operation Joy. So they look amazing together, but I did want to correct you. At one point you said big daddy energy. I think that's a different kind of energy. This is big dad energy, just dad, okay? So.
It was an easy mistake to me. I knew I was going to say that too. I knew I was going to slip that up and it's very awkward. I know you just learned about Zaddy's earlier.
Oh yeah, just pretty recently. Yeah. Well, look, very
different energy that we're talking about here.
But the interesting thing is, I can relate to both. I mean, so I've got the big dad energy. Everybody knows, like I'm just at home. I'm just like Tim Walz, right? I'm corny. I make dad jokes nonstop, constantly playing with the kids, water balloon fights, etc., etc., and we have the greatest time. At the same time, are people saying I'm a zaddy? I don't know. I think the internet's talking about it, so not for me to say no on that. Thanks for watching the video, guys. We also love it if you hit the join button below because that makes you a member, and members allow us to be independent, honest. We can be as progressive as we want, no corporate media influence, and that's all because of you guys. We love doing the show with our members. Hit the join button, become one of the Young Turks.